What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the all-new 2022 Toyota Tundra. This is the newest generation. Let's get right into it. And the model that we're looking at today is finished off in blueprint and has an MSRP around $51,000. Underneath the hood, this new Tundra utilizes a 3.5-liter twin turbocharged 6-cylinder engine. This V6 pumps out 389 horsepower and 478 pound-feet of torque. It's paired to the 10-speed automatic transmission, and it has two-wheel drive with electronically controlled transfer case and a limited slip differential. The curb weight is around 5,300 pounds, and it can get 17 miles per gallon in the city with 23 out on the highway. The overall length is 233.6 inches with a wheelbase at 145.7. Height is 78 with width at 80.2 inches. And then max towing capacity is around 11,000 pounds with payload at 1,800 pounds. For some off-road capabilities, approach angle is 21 degrees with departure at 24 degrees, and then ground clearance is 9.3 inches. Taking a look at the exterior styling now with this all-new Toyota Tundra, this has a really aggressive front-end design. I love these new headlights. They're LED and you can see the cool contours within them. There's also a functional air inlet right underneath to allow better efficiency. The body color protrudes to the lower portion of this front bumper, and then you're going to see 4 parking sensors within this front end. We get Tundra stamped into the center, as well as an air inlet underneath it and a safety sensor above that. Very cool the way the bumper's designed. And then we have this massive blacked out grille with your Toyota logo right on the top, horizontal slots along with active grille shutters within them, and I really love the way this new front end comes together. It definitely sets itself apart from other trucks. If we move our way to the hood, we have really sharp lines in the center and a raised up portion just to add to the bold nature of this new Tundra. Moving to the side profile, we get a set of satin black TRD wheels with a split spoke design as well as a red TRD logo. We get black fender arches as well as really sharp lines in the upper portion of these fenders. You can see how the sharp lines fade away towards the center part of the side profile, where you'll see a blacked out Tundra logo and then sharp lines all in the lower portion of these doors. We also get a set of side steps, and then there's black door handles with black mirror caps. There's a little bit of gloss black trim on them and an LED turn signal on the side. We get blacked out A pillar and B pillar to blend all the glass seamlessly, and then being the full CrewMax with this shorter bed has a really nice proportion. And I love how aggressive those lines are above the front and the rear wheels. You can see them from this angle really nicely. They cut very sharply and they stick out wide to make this truck look very large. As we move our way to the rear end of the new Tundra, we get a really neat design on these LED taillights. They have black trim on them and they protrude outwards a little bit, and they really fit the body lines well. You can see how the rear bumper flows its way to the side profile and then wraps around to the rear end. You'll also see 4 parking sensors as well as a trailer hitch right in the center. We get Tundra written across this tailgate with your grab handle up top and then your standard backup camera. So there's a good look at the exterior. Now with the Toyota Tundra's key fob, all you have to do is lock the truck. Then if I go up to it and grab the door handle, it automatically unlocks and we can check out this interior. We get a black fabric interior on this particular spec. You're gonna see a lot of black and silver trim all throughout. Door panel even says Toyota on it. We get some cool contours in it with silver trim up top, some padding up top as well, an aluminum color on the grab handle, as well as all of your controls for the lock and unlock, window controls, storage down below. Then you can see the fabric design on these seats with a really cool texture on the far left and right side. Making our way up everything, then spinning around to a black leather steering wheel. And then now inside, keeping my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and fire it up. Along the steering wheel, you can see the Toyota badge right in the center with some cool stitching all around the airbag. And then over on the right side, we get all of your cruise control settings as well as the lane keeping. Then we have Bluetooth and audio controls as well as voice commands on the left side. We have the turn signal stalk on the left with all the headlight controls, then your wiper blade control to the right side. Moving our way to the gauge cluster, you can see an analog speedometer with fuel over on the right. Then we have your tach and engine temperature to the left. You get a small LCD display right in the center, and you can control that screen using the buttons right here on the left side of the steering wheel. So if I scroll up and down now, you can see a few different items. And then you can go left and right into each of these menus. We have some settings right there. We have audio that can come up. We also have some trip information, tire pressure, more things like that. Then we also have settings. All the safety settings can come up. You have quite a few in this truck, which is really nice to see. And then into messages if there are any. And then on the left side of the steering wheel, you can see the button to turn on and off the dome light for the bed. We have the automatic high beams, engine start stop feature, and then a few other icons. We have one of the air vents over on the left side. Then a really large dashboard. The way this is designed is really cool. You have a little bit of a storage tray up top as well as a 12 volt. Then really cool contours running across the right side. We get Tundra stamped into it. A nice shelf right here for a little bit extra storage. And I really love how these two air vents look on the right side. And then you get the air vents all in the center with the touchscreen system right here. This screen has a few things. You can hit your settings icon, scroll through a few different things within the truck. You also have that vehicle information, alerts, your phone integration, audio, and then navigation that can come up as well. If I go ahead and put the truck into reverse, your backup camera pops up. It's a pretty HD view. You can toggle this icon to have a more wide angle view, which is really good to see. Then you can also change up these guidelines, which is pretty sweet. And putting it back into park. Underneath the screen, we have all of your climate control settings. And I really like how these are 3 massive toggle switches. So you can toggle this up and down, and you can see how it changes. And then in the center, we have your fan speed to adjust all of that. And then your toggle for the actual temperature as well. We have the off button, the defrost, heated mirrors, air conditioning, and recirc. Then we have more toggles down below for your hazards as well as traction control. Then we have your brake hold, parking brake, and then a massive area for storage all on this right side. There's a ton of space in this truck. We have 2 cup holders, your shifter, you can get a good look at that. And then down here we have your drive modes and a tow and haul mode. So if I just twist this dial left and right, you can see we have a sport mode. We can go into normal, and we also have the eco mode. And it even comes up on the screen showing you the different modes. Then also in the center, we have even more storage space in the center area where you have 2 armrests, one on the left and one on the right. You can slide this open to get a little bit more space inside the center console. We have USB ports and things like that in there. And then if you grab the button over on this left side, you can open the entire thing up where you have a ton more storage space. You can see the rear cup holders right here, and then a glove box, which is pretty large as expected. And then one last look at the interior with the all new Toyota Tundra. Really nicely updated from the previous generation. Previous generation has pretty much been out for over a decade, so it's really nice to see a whole upgraded truck. Very modern in here for sure. And then up on the ceiling, we have the button for the rear window. If I press this, you can see how the entire rear window will slide down, which is a pretty unique feature for the Toyota Tundra. And then moving to the rear seat space, if I open up the door panel's finished off just like we saw up front with all the same contours and trim material. And then in the back, we get a 3-row bench seat with the same fabric design. You can see how everything is set up for the back. And then in the center, we do get a little bit of storage as well as 2 air vents. And then you can grab the front of the seats and lift this up. And we have a ton of storage space in here, as you can see, utilized very well. So I like there's just so much storage in a Tundra. All right, so sitting now in the back seat of the all-new Toyota Tundra. So this is the CrewMax. So we have the full 4-door configuration. There is a lot of space in here. I'm 5'11", and I have like 4 inches of headroom. And then with the driver's seat set at my height, I have like 7 or 8 inches of knee room, and my feet fit really well. The armrest on the door panel is in a really good place, and there is so much glass on this window, and especially having this whole window that slides down, you can have so much airflow to make this truck anything but claustrophobic feeling. This is super roomy back here. Only downfall of this particular spec, we don't have an armrest or anything in the center, but nonetheless, this is a pretty comfortable truck to be in the back. And to move on to the bed space, you can hold the button on the key fob. Of course, there is one on the tailgate itself. This automatically opens up. We have a composite bed liner in the new Toyota Tundra. Pretty squared off in here, a lot of good space. We even have an aluminum rail on the sides as well as the back to install some tie-down hooks, and then there's a hook in each of the 4 corners. The tailgate itself doesn't weigh too much. With one hand, I can close it up. All right, guys, so we are setting off now in the all-new Toyota Tundra. So, Sante, thank you for coming out, lending the truck for the video.
Yeah, man, no problem.
So, I guess from your perspective as an owner, why did you buy this? Did you come from another type of truck, or kind of what stood out with the new Tundra for you?
It's actually my first truck, and me and my brother-in-law, we started a detailing business, and we wanted to go mobile.
Yeah.
So we needed stuff to haul the trailer and, all our equipment.
Yeah.
And then I'm actually going to start my own pressure washing business. So I need something to haul all my equipment too. And it's actually my first truck. So I never had anyone. I just had sports cars all my life.
Yeah.
And yeah.
All right. So with the Tundra, I mean, the old one was out for so long. I think so many people kept commenting about how they needed to redo it really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Already, I mean, this thing just feels like such a modern truck.
Yeah. And honestly, it doesn't even feel like a truck.
Yeah. It drives so smooth so far, and we're just still in the parking lot area.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever drive the older Tundra at all? Were you around that one at all?
I didn't. Honestly, I never liked the style of them.
Yeah.
And then I seen this one, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I gotta get this.
Yeah. It's much more unique than other trucks, especially with how the bumpers are like all molded together.
Oh, yeah.
Because normally trucks you see like a big metal chrome bumper front and rear.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so public road. So we got the twin turbo engine. Can I give it a little bit of gas?
Yeah, man. If you want, here, I'll throw it in sport mode for you.
All right, so sport mode. Dang. That's 60. Wow. Twin turbo V6. So that's cool because there's no more V8 available, which I know some of the hardcore truck guys, they love their V8s.
Oh, yeah.
But honestly, with the modern times and the power delivery, that is so smooth. And you can hear the turbos just a little bit like spooling up when you first give it some gas. That's cool. What's your opinion on like a twin turbo V6 versus the old school V8s?
They're better.
Yeah? You like the new stuff?
Think so, man.
I mean, it's cool because you get the efficiency, all sorts of things like that. And you just get some power. And the transmission delivers it so well. Dude. This thing is peppy. I mean, you're right. It doesn't feel like a truck at all. It's just like, it's almost like a semi like luxurious sedan or SUV that just like is so smooth to drive feeling.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Because I've driven the older Tundras a lot. Mm-hmm. I've probably been in 20 of them, I would say. And you can tell how dated they feel with the transmission and the engine. This feels so much nicer.
Yeah.
Wow. And then normal driving now, like visibility, you have such a huge windshield. Like even when I was just putting that camera on, I had to reach so far over there. You have such a huge view out the front. Mirrors all do a great job. And all the windows and everything are huge.
There's really no blind spots either.
Yeah, you have a great view around. And you were mentioning earlier, like the rear glass that slides down.
Mm-hmm.
That was a selling point for you, right?
Yeah, it was nice. Well, selling point for my wife.
Yeah. So that helped her go over the edge and approve of the purchase.
Oh, yeah.
See, that's cool, yeah, because most trucks really don't have that. They have a little rinky-dink one in the center.
Yeah, and you got to do it manual, too.
Yeah, so it's nice, just one press of a button, the whole thing comes down. Yeah, Toyota did a great job just updating this thing to make it on par with what you would expect a modern truck to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love the power delivery, too. It's so smooth feeling. And yeah, it doesn't feel like a truck. It's not like harsh or anything about the ride quality.
Yeah.
It feels really smooth, absorbs the bumps really nicely. And it's really quiet in here, too.
It takes curves pretty well, too.
Yeah, we have some sharp ones actually coming up. Brakes do a good job. So you own a Corvette with some power to it, so obviously you like the performance and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I feel like with this power plant, you kind of are able to still have that even in a truck now.
It's definitely, like the other day I was on a road like this,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a semi in front of me, and I mean, I had enough power to get around that.
Yeah.
No turbo lag, nothing like that. It was just instant power.
Yeah.
It was great.
That's awesome. Yeah, I like it a lot. I've always been a fan of the Tundras because they're just such good, reliable trucks.
Mm.
But they were just missing that interior and I'd say the drivetrain just to be like more modern.
Yeah.
So interior-wise, how do you like the way it all works and is laid out?
I think it's nice. I mean, I had a Nissan Rogue and the buttons would stick, and I mean, it was just terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the toggles too. That's a really neat touch.
Yeah.
Like for climate, it's so easy to use. You don't really have to like even take your eyes off the road to just do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, taking some sharp turns now. And this is a solid rear axle. I didn't even look. Yeah, really smooth in the turns. Steering's really good too. It's a good weight. Yeah, they did a good job. This actually drives just like a really nice like SUV or something.
Oh, yeah.
And yet you have the same capabilities, if not more, than the older Tundra.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, all the modern touches and everything. And I noticed one of the biggest things I've noticed is how much storage there is in this truck.
Oh, dude, there's plenty of it.
Like, I wasn't even expecting the whole center console, and then under it, under the rear seats.
And what I like is, you know how some trucks, instead of lifting this up all the way and they got their arm on there,
Yeah.
you can just slide this back, dig in there, and you don't even have to bother the passenger.
That's a really good design. Yeah, this is definitely a sweet truck. What would you say is probably one of your favorite parts about this new Tundra?
The turbos.
Yeah? Do you like the power or like the sound or what?
Yeah, the power and the sound both.
Yeah.
And it's just overall nice.
Yeah. It's really like a relaxing truck. I mean, you could daily this, have the family with you, go on a trip or whatever.
Yeah. I got a son and we keep his car seat in there. He's got plenty of room.
Yeah. And you already got 2,200 miles on this thing.
Yeah, we drive it.
Yeah. Well, this is definitely a great way to go. And the power you get is awesome. And yeah, it just drives like a really comfortable vehicle. And you get all the practicality and usability of a truck.
Yeah.
So I think, guys, that is it for the all-new Toyota Tundra. I appreciate coming out, letting me check it out.
Yeah, man.
It's a sweet truck. I love the color, too. It just looks so mean. And those TRD wheels, they look so sick on it, too. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Let's hit these turbos one more time. Dude, this thing is sick. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll see you in the next video.